says it's being sent. Let's just see, shall we? I can still say good morning as it is morning yet. Oh, yes, we are. Okay, good. Live on YouTube. My name is Sheila Carrena. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila. If you are watching this on New Light Streaming Love, it is not live. It will be the replay, as I am unable at this juncture to do a live on both channels at one time. Okay, so I've been being nudged the last couple of days to do a live, and I just haven't done it. Although I am back to recording, and I have recorded several of Jason's writings today. And well, I did some yesterday, so, but I was also really, I don't know, I want to do an energy read. And right before, see, I started to do this live about 20 minutes ago. And just as I was entering the date, I got a ping to go and see about something in regards to the astrology. And I could not remember why or feel like the why of it. I did do a recording, I think it was 2 days ago now, maybe, about this. And Astro Butterfly had a brand new article out that I took the time to record before coming here. And so I will be putting that out very shortly. But in essence, what that talked about is today at 11 a.m., Saturn and Jupiter were conjunct at 0 degrees Aries. Now, anytime you have planets that are conjunct, that gives you one set of blended energies. But if they are conjunct, which means they're together in the sky, right? Those blended energies, if they are at 0 degrees or 29 degrees, those are what's called the critical degrees in astrology. And those degrees, this is my understanding of it. I am not an astrologer, so I could be giving you wrong information, but it's my understanding that these degrees are like very, very, very strong. The blending of these two energies are then enhanced and amplified at 0. And that is what the title was. 0 is not nothing, 0 is everything, was the title that I just recorded. And it's all about the emergence, the going from the nowhere to the now here. It's like that boundary, right? And because of there being outer planets and because of how slow they move, where they are right now hasn't happened, I believe she said, in over 6,000 years. So that energy hasn't really been felt on this planet by anyone who's still alive. And it's going to introduce something brand new. Now, Neptune is the planet, the dreamy planet, right? The very watery and then just as I finished recording that, I saw my sister had sent to me a private message where Trump has said that he is directing I'll pull it up here so I can tell you exactly what it said, because I found that very interesting. Um, this was a truth. She sent me a little screenshot. This is what he said on truth. Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America. Now, again, I find that very interesting that he chose today. It looks like this came out today. So, as part of an emergence of a new energy or the potential for things, I just find that very interesting and a bit noteworthy. Certainly an observation to file under the category. So anyway, I hope you all have been well. I know it's been quite some time since I've come and done an energy read, but because of all the different energetics involved here, I am also feeling into, what I would really like to do is to conduct a hangout session. For those of you who know what that is, I would invite you to attend. I'm hoping to either do it tonight or tomorrow night if I'm unable to, because part of what's been going on with me is that I get tired very easily. So if I'm unable to do it tonight, then I won't do a live tomorrow at all. And I'll just rest and try to do it tomorrow evening. But I really miss hanging out with all of you. And I will do it here on Sassy Seer Sheila rather than New Light Streaming Love. And if you would like to participate, that is the time when I would take, if you would like for me to pull a card for you, I will be happy to do so. Oh, this is interesting. Knowing that we just had a lunar eclipse, this card from the Elemental Energies Oracle deck says solar empowerment. Absorb the empowering energy of the sun, charging your spirit with vitality and strength, which I have been doing. Nisa Ray, welcome. Good morning to you. So the next eclipse that we have will be a solar eclipse, which will be roughly 2 weeks from now. So that's really very interesting to me. And what's also very interesting is that I have been making a considerable effort to every day that the sun is shining to spend some time outdoors, even if for only 15 to 20 minutes to absorb that power, just like this says. So I highly recommend that. It is what helps us absorb vitamin D into our systems. And Nissa, I hope I said that right. Nissa Ray, hope I got your name right. I'm not doing personal readings right now, but I will be doing that either tonight or tomorrow night here on this channel. So I hope that you will come back for that. I want to do what I call a hangout, an intuitive hangout, where I do draw cards for anybody who's interested. But this one is just an overall Oh, wow. We got he of the fiery sword, which from the fairies oracle. So yeah, I hope you'll come back for that. I did do a couple of recordings this morning, and I have to say, one of the things that has really been coming for me, and I hear it almost every time I ask a question about something, the dissolving light. Wow. Okay. So there's been a lot of folks writing about, like Jason writing about the flame and also the lattice. There's a remembering that's happening in regards to these things. So very interesting that this would show up from the Rumi card. I have two more cards to go. Oh, well, thank you very much. It's actually a dress, but thank you. I appreciate that. Um, and that is the thing that keeps coming. And every time, every single time I ask myself a question about something that I really am hoping to get an answer to or whatever that I don't like something came across my field yesterday where and a lot of people are kind of confused and upset about it, where I guess Trump signed an executive order, effectively some people are saying, to protect Monsanto. And when I ask myself again, what in the world is going on with all of that? I got, you don't know what you don't know. On Tuesday, when I was taking my housemate to her medical test that she had to have, I remarked on how and why I was seeing so many chemtrails being laid down again. And I asked the question, why is this happening? What is that about? And I got, you don't know what you don't know. And so also my over this course of my own health challenges that I've been moving through of late, I keep being told to relax into myself, that everything is at hand, right? That everything is, oh. And the surrender card that came out, surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. And here's the really interesting thing about that. I really don't feel as though I'm afraid of death. I've been confronted with it many times. Um, however, I also know that my Black Moon Lilith on my natal chart is in Leo. And according to Laura Walker's work, which I highly recommend, her book on the Black Moon, it can be found on her website, oraclereport.com. And you can find your own Black Moon by looking at it's a PDF. My Black Moon is the shadow of order. And within that, it carries the primary fear of change. And I've always made that joke. Oh, great. Sheila is afraid of the only constant in the universe, change, because that is the only constant in the universe is change. Okay, we're going to start with He of the Fiery Sword because he wants to go first. He is one of the singers of the realm of fairy. And he is key of the fiery sword, the active principle, spiritual will, justice, protection. When the song comes into any of the manifest worlds, this world or fairy or another, it first encounters two principles, sometimes called yin and yang, or masculine and feminine, or great god and great goddess. He of the fiery sword is the primary manifestation of the yang principle. Action, will, movement, force, fire. Oh, interesting, since I did use the word flame, we also have solar empowerment. Okay. Oh, and the alchemy elementals card is sky, snow, sun. So that's very interesting. Okay. We see him in many ways, each one an aspect of his total being. All of the great gods and protectors are aspects of this power. The fiery sword is the archetype of all magical and mundane swords, and written upon the blade are the words, "Draw me not without cause, nor return me without honor." A member of the Oracle group notes, his fiery sword illuminates truth and dispels not truth. We can call upon the master of the fiery sword when we have difficult things to do, when we need to take action that is going to require much of us, both in will and in compassion. Another of the Oracle group reminds us he will do what needs to be done with love. When looking at this card, my neighbor saw it not as a sword, but as a feather of light. He saw it as a symbol of the ability to fly, to rise above things. An Oracle group member saw it as someone reaching up, ascending, surrounded by multiple reflections and filled with light and power. Wow. The presence of the fiery sword's master in a reading can indicate that there is a need for clear and focused will and a determination to carry through on decisions. Wow, given that what I shared in regards to today, right? The Saturn and Neptune energy that is going to be bringing an emergence of something brand spanking new to the planet, something none of us really, we might have some inkling of, but have never really experienced at all. I can see where this would be not just needed, but required for today's energy. Wow. He can tell us that such will and strength is present in regard to the issues under consideration. We need to consider how he is expressing his will and strength and how that expression may be enhanced or improved. It is this singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level. Well, that's a given with that energy. I hope if you haven't already seen the two, I believe it is at least two videos that I did from Astro Butterfly about this 0 degrees in Aries conjunction between Saturn and Neptune. I really urge you to take a listen and you'll understand why I feel like this is very interesting that this show up today like this. It almost would have to, because I'm going to read this again. It is this singer's energy that enables us to burst the bonds of an outgrown way of being and move on to the next level. He indicates that this is a time to take action based on clear spiritual will. His presence indicates great strength and great potential for good. It also reminds us that if we call upon him, we will receive assistance. The presence of this card in a reading radiates strength and willpower to the cards around it. Wow, I really feel like that's very interesting to me. Like I said, that it would show up so randomly in this reading. It's almost like it would have to. Okay, I'm going to save the Remy card for last. We're going to do the Alchemy Elemental card now. Sky, snow, sun. Page 58, which is a 4 numerologically. This doesn't, feels like it doesn't want to sit right on my face. Okay. The warmth of your spirit and the love in your heart have melted the icy glaciers that were forming in your mind. What was starting to calcify into thought and judgment is now softening into compassion and awareness. Take note, dear one. This is one of the great lessons that you came here to learn. I really do see that where that's a big thing for me, because I have been really, before I started on this path of self-discovery, I was quite the judgmental girly. I was not, and not just towards everybody else. I was heavily judgmental towards myself as well. You cannot give what you do not have. So I had plenty of it for me too. The mind can only perceive but a tiny piece of the vast spectrum of reality and of the great mystery, while the intelligence of the heart knows no bounds and is able to evaluate and understand from a more expanded perspective. This heart wisdom creates wholeness within and allows you to see the bigger picture, to navigate life free from judgment and confusion. Allow the unconditional love that is informing your perspective now to flow into all of your experiences. I'll tell you, ever since I just sort of, softened up some, because that's what you have to do, my life has certainly changed. And not being so hard on myself has allowed me the freedom to not be so hard on everybody else too. Because again, I'm hearing it right now. I don't know what I don't know. And that's true about every being that I come in contact with. I don't know what I don't know. Couldn't possibly know what I don't know. Wow. Okay. So, along with the solar empowerment and this being the sun and he of the fiery sword. We got a lot of forward momentum here as well. And so our final card here, number 3, the Trinity, the dissolving light. Okay. I died as mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and rose to animal. I died as animal and I became human. Why should I fear anything? When was I ever less by dying? Well, that's a true thing there. If you're new to my channel, I highly recommend the playlist Soul's Journey, which is a book that I recorded, and it's a playlist. So it just start at the very first, and it'll roll on to the next. And that is exactly the way, according to the man who experienced it, according to his firsthand account, that is exactly the way this transpires. That's how evolution actually works, evolution of consciousness, and which I truly feel that we are in the midst of here on planet Earth. The evolution of consciousness. This time, I suspect that the idea is, and not everyone's choosing this, to die and be rebirthed in our very shoes and stay in the physicality to move on to the next evolutionary step of consciousness. And now for something completely different. Dare to take my hand and become set alight with holy fire, my cherished one. Step forward with me. Let us burn together, dissembled in the light that cannot be extinguished. This is the light that burns with such incandescent truth that no falsehood can withstand its audacious vibrancy. Come with me now to the light. Together we shall melt into truth. There is a light so intense, so powerful, that nothing other than itself, its own truth, can exist in its presence. It is the sacred seed, the star of your being, lit up from within. It is the light that never goes out. It is the light that is so powerful, it is beyond duality of light and dark, cannot ever be extinguished or diminished, and quite simply beyond all logic, just is. And I feel this as what Jason would refer to as flame. Certainly no lie or deception, no boundary or defense can remain intact in its presence. The blazing divinity of this light sears through any pretense, annihilates illusions, and takes us into stark experience of divine truth. It is gentleness, and yet it cannot be overcome. It is enduring power, and yet it is tender. Though you seek the divine and even know it as love, you also know that it is fierce, wild, inexplicable, and demanding beyond all measure. It wants you completely, utterly, without condition. There will be times in your life, such as now, when there is something not worthy of you that must be released. This is a falsehood, a lie, or deception of some sort that you have come to believe about yourself, your life, or perhaps even another. You may know what that deception is, or it may be about to be unveiled. It is not a cause for fear or concern, but for celebration. An illusion has or soon will be released, and you shall become freer, free in a way that only truth can provide. Now, because of, and did I keep it? No, I didn't. Did I put it back over here? I did. No, it's right here. Because of surrender the fear of change and all of these other things that have come up. And when you see the several recordings that I'm going to be releasing today, I was nudged to record clinging to illusion, divide and concern. And what was the other one? Was that just the only two? I think that was the only two that I was nudged to do today of Jason's. Clinging to illusion and divide and concern. And if you take the time to listen to those, and if you're here now, you'll see why I'm saying this. There is a theme coming forward, for me anyway. Wow. This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come, and soon. The beloved divine presence is calling to you, igniting within your deepest being, so that it may have its way with you. The divine wishes to live through you and into the world, reaching into the hearts of many and igniting those hearts into greater life. It is a clever and insatiable lover. It will stop at nothing until the entire human race is restored to the wild divine freedom of ecstatic divine reunion, completely and utterly ignited in love. And so the great lover, the divine, calls for you to enter into the white hot field of its passionate presence. There will be sizzle and burn. It cannot be otherwise. In the height of summer, you cast aside the layers of clothing you require in the winter. This is natural. You do not think twice about it. As you approach the radiant sun of divinity, your emotional and psychological layers are to be shed too, for they are too heavy for the heat of the great spiritual sun. What cannot stand the heavenly heat is to be cast aside swiftly by conscious choice, or shall simply burn up, dissolving in the light and melting away. What is left shall be what is true. So here is your guidance, sweet lover of the great beloved. Give it up. The smallness, the conditions, the fears and doubts, the lack of reverence for yourself and life, the belief that somehow things are not okay or aren't going to work out. That is all a paltry attempt at truth. You are coming into a truth now that is far more worthy of you. A truth with a capital T, the big truth, love, trust, surrender. This is about a sacred shedding without fear or holding back. cast aside whatever you would hold to be, whatever would hold you back rather than free you to fly into your divine destiny. You are not to be the same from this moment on. That is the holy word, the word inscribed in living divine fire in your sacred heart. This oracle brings you guidance. Trust in your changing perspective and perceptions. Don't hold on to what you once believed or thought to be true. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events. And I feel like that's why I keep getting that message. You don't know what you don't know. If I hold fast to something I've always believed to be a certain kind of way, then I cannot allow what I don't know to even be seen. But if I can relax that grip and realize that I don't know what I don't know, then when it presents, I may actually be able to see it. I may actually be able to kick the tires of it and understand it in some ways. Allow yourself to be shown another version of events, another way of perceiving. Don't focus on what is not working in your current estimation of things, for that is nothing more than a passing opinion. You are being given an opportunity to see and know yourself, others, and particular life circumstances very differently. Embrace it. Don't resist what is being shown to you. For even if there are some struggles in adjusting your view at first, ultimately, this change in perception will free you and bring you more deeply into the wellspring of your inner peace, happiness. Wow. Well, okay, then. That's obviously, I'm really excited, actually, to be honest with you. After especially all these puzzle pieces that keep being shown to me over the last couple of days here. And now this bit of about the energy of this new something completely different coming front and center now. Okay, so I have one more thing to share with you guys before I actually sign off here. I am going to be doing, for those of you that have been following me for a little while, you know that I started a book club where we get together once a week and read a book together. We don't read it alone. And as a matter of fact, there's a couple of recordings on the channel where we had such a great discussion. I asked everybody if they would mind if we put it out there. And of course, everybody agreed. Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing it. Well, we finished reading the Celestine Prophecy. But one of the things I noticed about the Celestine Prophecy is there was a book called An Experiential Guide, and it goes deeper into some of the insights and everything. And I'm going to share my screen here to show you the image. I'm going to be holding another book club because the existing members of the book club agreed that we're going to do this book next. It's the experiential guide of the Celestine Prophecy. And this is what it looks like. And we're going to do that will probably start 2 weeks from now. And if you would like to join us, just reach out, consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com. We were meeting on Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I am open to changing that. So if you would like to join us and that's not a good time for you, reach out with an email that gives me an idea about a time that would work for you. My housemate Lisa, who by the way, it was her idea to start doing these book clubs. And we just adore it because it reading the material together affords all of us the to be in the moment with the book and to have access to all of our fields while doing this is something we do in Zoom. It's not a local thing. And so this week coming up, today's Friday, so actually we've already decided on a date and time. This coming Wednesday, which is, oh, for heaven's sakes. I can't. Right about the minute you think you know your computer, it changes, everything changes about it. Oh, I know. Wait a minute, I got it right here. This coming Wednesday, the 25th, February 25th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m.-ish Eastern Time, Lisa and I will be going live together. And we're going to be talking about health, wellness, the body piece, her experiences, because many of you have heard me say, that all last year, Lisa was quite ill in the hospital 7 times before the end of March. And she's learned a lot. She is healing herself. And just recently, my sister Teresa shared, I believe it was Teresa that shared this. I really don't know exactly how this happened, but Lisa has been reading this book and she wants to do a book club for this book. So if you're interested in this, because this has really, and she's been going gangbusters. She's got some really good information about why we are all so sick. And she's been making yogurt now because of some of the information that my sister shared and this doctor shared and this book. So if you're interested in that book or both of them, we're going to have them on different days. Just hit me up at consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com. Specify which group or both that you're interested in, and we'll get you together with us. We're going to do a meet and greet in the case of Lisa's book first, and then decide on the day and time. And I'm not sure how it's going to go with Celestine Prophecy because we already do have a group going with that. But don't hem and haw. If you want to join us, come on and let us know so we can get started on it. And so that's it for this one. If you want to join me either later on tonight or tomorrow night, 7 p.m.-ish. Yeah, anywhere between 7 and 8 Eastern Standard Time. If the energy holds, it'll be tonight. If not, it will be tomorrow night. I would like to do an intuitive hangout session where I will read cards for folks who are interested. So if you would like to do that, make sure to set your notifications so that you'll be notified that I'm live. And I guess that's really it. Thank you all for joining me today. I know it's been quite some time since I've been here live, and I really appreciate you. For those of you that have reached out to ask how I am, I so much appreciate you. And till next time, I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It is truly just a matter of perspective and your perception of that perspective. So until we meet again, be well, my friends.